going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to another episode of Sob Drives. Today, I want to express my frustrations with the BMW M3 GTS event. Now, before we get into this video, just a slight little disclaimer. This is going to be basically my opinions and how I felt about the event. So if you agree or disagree with me, let me know down in the comments below. But today I want to talk about why I think that we should never, and Hutch should never, make an event like this ever again. So let's get straight into it. We're talking about Racing to the Skies right here. As you can see, it was the BMW M3 GTS event. And I have one word for this entire event. Let me know if you agree with me or not, but I felt that Racing to the Skies was overkill. It was absolutely overkill. I was not having fun playing that event. In fact, I was mentally exhausted from playing that event. So basically, just to give you the quick little rundown, everybody knows what the M3 GTS was like, the event at least. You had to have 5 2000 to 2010 USA cars or US cars. They had to be non-prize cars, and you get bonus points for American Frontier vehicles. So far, so good. It seems like your run-of-the-mill tri-series kind of requirement, and that's fine. It's run-of-the-mill. People are accustomed to it, and it's average. I think the only thing that's a little different is the introduction of bonus points. We don't usually see bonus points in a tri-series, but Hutch has been trying to implement the feature back into the game. When bonus points were featured, when they were first introduced in the game, we used to see them all the time. And then I think there was maybe like a 6 to 8 month period where we just didn't see bonus points for the longest time, and recently they've been coming back. We've seen that with the Lancia event, and now we see that with this. Usually bonus points are like what, 1.25, 1.5 at the most, but the problem here was that the bonus points in this event were so far skewed to a weaker hand's advantage. Times 2, that is one win, 100 points. I mean, when you think about it, 100 points usually in a tri-series is what everybody is trying to not evacuate, but kind of like swerve around. I can't think of the word. It's like when you think of 100 points, you think of your maybe 1-star epic losing to a Koenigsegg on a drag, you know, something like that. 100 points is huge, and like I said earlier, I think it's overkill. In terms of prizes and track sets, everything was run-of-the-mill. It was American Frontier track sets, and it was for a prize car, an epic prize car that was issued in the past. It was a bit of a rerun. It was a pretty interesting one, I have to say, because there was no owner's challenge, so I just had a chance of getting it twice. Packs were just about the same. The times 3 carbon fiber was nice. It's a little extra over the usual when your top ranks usually get like a times 2 or something like that. But yeah, so far it seems okay until you actually start playing the event. And let me just tell you about, I guess, what I felt was the impact of the 2 times bonus, because I feel that the 2 times bonus was absolutely overkill. So let me tell you what the impacts were here. So first of all, it switches the priorities. The 2 times bonus switches the priorities of how we usually play in an event, because the priorities suddenly switch from the quality of your hand to the amount of races that you are, able to race or able to execute. So it creates, this leads to creating a leniency for weaker hands, because it switches the priority. You don't need 3 key cars anymore. This is a very strange event where you can actually get by with 2 key cars. Usually you need like a hand where it's majority key cars to win you a tri-series prize car, or just any prize car in general. But this one just didn't. It was a lot more forgiving. You only needed 2 prize cars, because when you think about it, you only needed to win twice. If you win 2 races, you get 200 points. If you lose 3 races by like 50 or 60, that's 150 or 180 points. So yes, technically you are able to win with 2 cars, which is something that is a bit unforeseen in the meta, or I guess in how the game is played. Another huge problem here is the RQ limit. Because of the RQ limit, I could be running a hand of 4 key cars, but because of the RQ limit, I am restricted to a lower RQ car. And what I've seen from most people's hands hands, including my own, is when you run 4 key cars, which is mostly the Mustang FR500 or the Viper ACR or even the Viper SRT10, you're left off with about RQ57, 58. So I saw a lot of people running like the Pontiac Solstice, or in my case, I was running the Chevy Cobalt. Some people were using the Cadillac XLRV. And the main problem is, for those weaker hands that don't have 4 key cars, they could manipulate their hand in a way where it would fit the blue NSX. And if you have that blue NSX, you would be able to race the higher tier hands, because your blue NSX is not only American Frontier, but it's capable of beating our weaker cars, which is the Cobalt or the Solstice or the XLRV. And that's 100 points already. So at that point, all you need is a blue NSX and 1 key epic. You just need 1 key epic, like the Mustang FR500 or the Viper SRT10, and you can use that epic to beat my hand per se, because those cars would be able to beat the GTSR Concept, which is already a very high tier epic, but nonetheless, those 2 cars would beat it. And there you go, that's 2 win conditions, that's 200 points. The rest of your hand can lose to my cars. It really doesn't matter, because you'd still win about 200 to 150 or 200 to 180, etc., etc. So because of that, it creates a huge leniency to weaker hands, right? So technically, you can place higher with less. However, that is never the case. That was probably what Hutch was intending, to have a bigger pool of players able to reach the top spot, but that was never going to happen, and I'll talk about that error in a bit. So from the, leniency and how we have more weaker hands fighting for the top spots, obviously it leads to point number 3. It increases the competition, and when it increases the competition, the playstyle has to be changed, because players will have to adapt to get the top spots. And what really is the huge problem is what we had to adapt to, which was ticket spamming. So let me get to my next point. Why does it not work? Why does this new system with, incredibly skewed bonus points, why does it not work? First and foremost, it is incredibly stressful. You can go to bed sitting 5th and wake up in 31st. Heck, you can, finish playing your 5 tickets and you can end 5th. I can go make dinner, come back, and I'll be in like 25th. It's actually ridiculous, right? The brackets are always moving. It's very fluid. You can hold your position for about 15 minutes at most. So you're getting a very chaotic nature to the game, and it's just chaotic throughout the entire runtime. The thing is, when it comes to a Tri-Series final, usually the Bloodbath begins in the final hour if it's like a really, really good prize car, or the final 30 minutes if it's a less desirable prize car. The problem with this event and the 2 times bonus points is that you kind of get that 1 hour, half an hour Bloodbath period, but it happens for the entirety of the event. The event is just chaotic throughout. Everything is always moving. Nobody can hold a position. I'm not sure if you're a fan of that. Personally, my friends and I, we are not fans of that. We like to feel at least somewhat safe, that our hands, the hands that we invested in, the hands that we spent money and time infused in, is able to at least hold a position for a significant amount of time and not be, slapped around like hot garbage, right? So because you have a chaotic, bracket, it encourages targeting. Don't get me wrong, like seriously, it actually, I was gonna say don't get me wrong, but it does encourage targeting, and it leads to a chain, because if I get targeted, I'm gonna target someone else, and that person is gonna target someone else and target someone else. Now, I know that targeting isn't really loved in the community, but at the end of the day, and this is, they hated Jesus because he told the truth, targeting is the most, it's a strategic way to play the game. It is actually really efficient, because when you think about it, the first thing about targeting is that you're usually playing against the weakest hand, and you're usually targeting the weakest hand. Let's say that you are capable of playing 4 different opponents, but you can 1-star 3 of them, but for the weakest hand, you can 2-star that. Obviously, you're going to target the weakest hand because you can get the most prizes out of him. You can get 2-star, 2-star, 2-star. You can clear your prize boards faster. You can get more prizes and get more resources. You know what I mean? And another thing about targeting and what makes it so efficient is because when you find someone that you want to target, you can just say, all right, I know my hand, I have it memorized. I know his hand, I have his hand memorized. So all you need to do is mix and match. You know what car from your hand is going to beat what car from his hand. So usually, even me, I was targeting someone in my bracket, And all I knew was, okay, I know that my, yellow Corvette Z06s, they're going to draw every time. So no matter what track set, I put my Corvettes together. And then I'm just like, okay, I know that my GTSR is going to beat his Viper, and I know my Mustang FR500 is going to beat his GTSR. That's 200 points. It works like clockwork. It's efficient that way. And I think people are starting to realize that because everyone was just targeting someone else. In my bracket, someone was targeting me. I was targeting someone else. That person I was targeting was probably targeting someone else. So it encourages targeting, and I guess that's a bad thing because a lot of people in the community kind of slander the whole idea of targeting. For me, I think it's a strategic plus. I do it quite a bit. Anyway, but because everyone is targeting each other, that leads to everyone feeling vulnerable. You never feel safe. You always feel, oh my god, like even if I'm not playing the game, and this even happened to me, and maybe this only happens to me and some other devoted players that really care about the game, but like when I was cooking dinner, right after I did my 5 races, all I could think of was, I know someone is beating me right now. I know by the time I check my top drives again, I'm going to be in 20th. It's that bad, right? So it leads to ticket spam because everybody wants to feel safe. So everybody wants to make a cushion, but it's hard to make a cushion when everybody is targeting each other. So it's just down to who is able to race more to create that cushion. But what really happens here is that for the ticket spam, let's say you spend like 500 gold on tickets and you do like, I don't know, 40, 50 races. But since someone else is putting 40 losses in you, at the end of the day, you get like a net profit of like 10 wins or even 5 wins or 2 wins, or sometimes it's even a net loss. So the cycle repeats itself. It leads to ticket spam. So it becomes a chaotic bracket, which encourages targeting, and then you feel vulnerable. So you need to ticket spam, and it repeats and it repeats and it repeats, and it's hell. It feels like hell. It's exhausting. It's painful. It's stressful. It's incredibly, incredibly stressful. So moving on now, don't be fooled. This is kind of my message to the free-to-play players. Now, I know some people out there got lucky with their brackets, and a lot of brackets, probably not every single bracket was an absolute bloodbath, but most of the ones I saw were absolute bloodbath. So this one's going to be a message to the free-to-plays, or maybe somewhere in between a free-to-play and play-to-wins, right? Don't be fooled, okay? Players with weaker hands don't stand a chance. They don't. You might think you stand a chance because, yes, technically you are able to beat the top hands in this bracket because, like I said, it's a lot more lenient. All you need is 2 key cars. Not even 2 key cars. The blue NSX isn't a key car, but because everyone else had not enough RQ to use the blue NSX, your blue NSX could beat top hands weakest car and win by 100 points. But don't feel like you can actually tier 1. Right? The free-to-plays cannot tier 1 this event. It's actually impossible because although you are capable of beating the top hands, you need to remember that the pay-to-wins are serial winners. We will do whatever it takes to win the prize car. I know people that spend 2,000 gold, 3,000 gold, 4,000 gold just to buy tickets and service cars. So yes, technically if you are a free-to-play and you only have 2 key cards and you know that you are able of beating the higher hands, you might beat them once, but they're gonna beat you 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. We are going to race and race and race. Us pay-to-wins, we are going to race and 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 race until we die, until we win that prize car. We are serial winners like that, and that's just how it is. They hated Jesus because he told the truth. We want to win. So if anything, although this event you can kind of promote it in a way as in, oh, more people can win it, the reality is it kind of decreases your chances as a free-to-play to even win anything, because at the end of the day, people are willing to spend 3,000 gold, 4,000 gold, 5,000 gold on tickets, on servicing. But Hutch, if you're watching, don't think that this is like a good direction for you to go, because even pay to wins can get tired. We are not going to spend 3 to 4K on gold, on tickets, every single time you release a prize car. No way. I know players that are going to be tired. I know players, pay to wins, that are already tired from this event alone. The amount of people that I know that have said that they don't want to see an event like this again, I need like 5 hands to count it. So basically 50 people, which is actually 5 hands, 5 pairs of hands, I guess. How do you even... You get what I mean. But yeah, it's actually ridiculous. And at the end of the day, it leaves free-to-plays, pay-to-wins, and everyone in between feeling unsatisfied and disappointed. Because for the free-to-plays, you are under this mindset that you are able of beating the best hands, but you don't win the prize car because you got targeted. You got hard targeted. Or not, it's not the fact that you got hard targeted, it's the fact that the pay-to-wins were able to race so much more than you were. Because if you were a free-to-play, you wouldn't be buying tickets. The most you could do, and I know people that have done this, is set an alarm every 2.5 hours to play every 5 tickets you get. That isn't enough in this kind of situation. People here are buying tickets and servicing cars. I did it myself. But yeah, and the pay-to-wins, they feel unsatisfied and disappointed because we don't like to ticket spam. Most pay-to-wins don't ticket spam. In fact, pay-to-wins don't like other pay-to-wins that ticket spam. They have bad reputations. I got a list. But yeah, it's actually ridiculous. So we feel unsatisfied. We feel disappointed because we felt like we just wasted our money and our time racing nonstop for a position that we aren't maybe even happy with. Like my hand, I could have tiered 1, but I ended like 10th because everyone could have tier 1. And everyone was buying tickets. You know what I mean? You just feel unsatisfied. You feel disappointed. You feel like you didn't get your money's worth, especially for a mid-tier epic prize car. Come on. But anyway, it's a lose-lose situation in my opinion. Nobody's happy at the end of this event. So let me know. This is my opinion. I think it's a lose-lose. If you like the event, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to know what you think about it. But anyway, here's the rotten fruit of your labor. Here is basically some of the win-loss ratios I've taken from my friends' brackets. I mean, look at this crap. I've competed, I would say the most Bloodbath finals, Tri-Series finals we've had in 2021 was the Koenigsegg Jesko, the Jaguar XJR9, and the Peugeot Fat, and maybe even the McLaren P1 GTR. None of them came as close as these. Everyone was in the 100s. Some people were in the 200s. And then, you know, here's one from Redline, Redline Top Drives. Shout out to you if you're watching. I just want to give a shout out to his bracket. It's the most insane one I've seen. 327 wins to 165 losses. 214, 178, 7524. That guy had it easy. 345 to 409 losses. 218 to 197. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous win-loss ratios. I've been in Koenigsegg Jesko brackets, I've been in Peugeot Fat brackets, and the win-loss ratios were like a fraction of what I've been seeing here. And those were for like Bloodbath Tri-Series prize cars. This is absolutely insane, and I do not want this to be the direction of where prize car events are going to go, because players are going to burn out. We are going to burn out fast, and Hutch, you're gonna lose revenue. But yeah, in my honest opinion, I think that this event had good intentions, but it had a horrible outcome. I think Hutch tried to make the game feel more accessible, you know, saying, oh, here's an event where you can actually get a top spot of a weaker hand. That didn't work though, obviously, because obviously all the pay-to-wins are just going to spam tickets to hell. So, you know, I feel like it was good intentions, but a horrible execution. Honestly, if you're a free-to-play, or maybe you're like a semi-pay-to-win and you want to win a Tri-Series prize car, I've already said this in the past, and I've made videos about this in the past. Really just follow that specialization route, okay? That is genuinely the best way to go. It is a long process, but it gets results. This isn't going to work, okay? Free-to-plays, if this continues going on, this is never going to work. Free-to-plays are not going to win anything, because it's going to go down to who spends the most gold on the most tickets. That's literally it. It's like I said, like I underlined it. It boiled down to who spent the most on tickets. It's actually crazy. So honestly, you don't even need a great hand, but if you're willing to spend the fat cash on literally just tickets and fight, then yeah, I guess you can win it, but then you would have to spend thousands and thousands of gold, and at that point you're not even free to play anymore, even if you have a weaker hand. So yeah, at the end of the day, my conclusion is that Top Drives is supposed to be more fun than exhausting, and this event was more exhausting than fun. And then finally, I should feel vindicated. You admit this is my personal opinion, but when I win a prize car, I should feel vindicated. I should feel relieved. I should feel happy. But instead, I'm questioning my sanity. Like, I really spent that much gold on tickets on an epic prize car that I already have? Did I really just do that? Because I did do that. And so many other players, you know, like Redline. I think Redline told me that he spent, 2,000, 3,000 gold just on tickets. It's ridiculous. I mean, even for like the FAT finals or the Yesco finals, I maybe spent like 1,000 gold on tickets. This is like 2,000. This is 3,000. This is 2-3 times more more gold spent on tickets on a prize car, which is like so significantly worse compared to a FAP or a Yesco. And I'm not saying Hutch, bring these bonus point system back for, you know, a FAP or a Yesco kind of tri-series prize car. Like I said, if you keep this going, the players are gonna burn out. We are genuinely gonna burn out. This event, to me at least, and to a lot of people that I know, was incredibly stressful. It wasn't fun. It was painful. But anyway, guys, that's going to be basically my 2 cents. This is basically my thoughts on the M3 GTS event. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree with me or not. Maybe you do like this new format. Maybe I'm just bugging, you know? But this is basically my opinion. But before I end off the video, I'm going to add the clip of me winning the M3 GTS on my account as well as on Sleepy Thomas's account. So with that said, I hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, enjoy the clip. And it was just so, oh my goodness, playing this event once is already a pain. Then I had to balance it on this and my own. Oh my goodness, the entire, I think the final win-loss ratio was like 180 to 151. It was, Hutch, please don't do this bonus point thing ever again. Please never, ever, 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 ever do this bonus point thing ever again. If you continue doing this, I guarantee you people are gonna stop playing. It's just, it gets to a point where it goes from like stress, like from fun to stressful. And this was just stressful. I want to see that BMW next, okay? I spent the entire night on this. Just come on. There we go. There you go. Can't make that up. At least you get your 50k and your 500 gold. Sleepy, I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. I had to like balance these events while... Okay, super rare. Oh man, if I was gonna get a bonus rank, bonus rarity, I would have won it from this. Okay, plus 500, that's tier 2. That's fine, I'll take that. Oh my goodness. It was like... I had a good hand, you know, like... I could have beaten first place with my hand. The problem was, everyone could have beaten first place. Everybody could have done that. Come on. Oh! Okay. Okay. Alright. What's next? At least a 74 epic. At least double epic. Let's see what it's going to be. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's a dub. And my game crashed. And the game crashed. Alright, I'm back. My game crashed. I'm not sure. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, we still have one more pack to open. I was afraid that like my game crashed and then we weren't gonna get the ceramic pack. Oh, never mind, it was not a ceramic pack. I'll just open a ceramic pack after this just because. But yeah, the double epic's cool. At least we got to see the double epic before the game crashed. But obviously we didn't see the gold and the cash cards. It's not like anybody actually cares about the gold and the cash card bit. But yeah, I'll take the roof. That's cool. But yeah, I'll open another ceramic for y'all just because I expected a ceramic pack from that ceramic event, but we didn't get it. Who actually played in that ceramic pack event though? Because I remember I was like top 10 and then I was focusing on the BMW, but who actually played that when everyone was playing the BMW? I don't know, but yeah, ceramic pack. Hey, AMG C43, woo! Alright, anyway, I honestly don't know why I competed for the M3 GTS because I already had one. I guess it's just because I wanted to see this. I think it's literally because I wanted to see this. Where is it? 75, right? Or is it 74? 75? Was it 75? 74. Yeah, we got two! We got two! Yep. I don't know why I need two. Honestly, kind of curse. Might be fuse for me. This might be fuse. I have one max. I have one max, so I might fuse this one, to be honest. I know it's pretty cursed, but my epic fuse pal is looking pretty good now. Actually, got two of those roofs, which I might keep around. Nomad 100% fuse. Like, I know a lot of people think it's absolutely cursed of me to fuse prize cards. I've done it, and it's like an addiction. It's like I've really recognized what are some really, really bad prize cars, and I'm not afraid to let them go. Like Nomad, you can go. Honestly, I don't want to get rid of the Volvo just because it has a front wheel drive niche. The Volvo like BTCC, whatever it is. But yeah, the second M3 GTS, might get rid of that one too cheap. But anyway, let's move on to the next clip.